Hi, stamping friends. It's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you at a different time this week. Some of you probably noticed that I wasn't able to do my usual Facebook Live on Tuesday, and I thought I would try a Thursday night and just see if it worked out for everybody. Maybe I'll switch to that night. Maybe I'll keep the afternoon. Maybe I'll do one of each alternating weeks, whatever. But so just coming on, I'm going to share making a card with you with Pretty Perennials. In just a few moments, I'm going to double check that I'm in the right spot. I see Rhonda is there watching, so that's good. Thank you, Rhonda. Must have found me somewhere, so that's good to know. And I do have a few other things to share with you. Hello, Jenny. Good to see you. And I will try to watch comments as well. So please comment. I do draw each week from everyone who comments and send them the card that I make during my Facebook Live. So, hey Pam, hi. Yes, you found me. Like I say, starting something a bit different this week. I'm doing a Thursday night instead of the Tuesday afternoon. So we'll see how that goes for everyone. And love to have more and more people come. Please get your friends to join, whatever. I enjoy doing the Facebook Lives and sharing with you. And I would also, I also put it on my YouTube channel so that you can watch it there if you're not on Facebook. So if friends that you know are interested in card making and things like that, maybe they can watch it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. That would be great too. Love having that happen. So let me know where you're watching from. I do know where some of you are from, but please leave it in the comments. Like I say, I will draw from the comments, and I'll do that a little bit later towards the end of my presentation tonight. And I do have some other cards to share with you as well as the one I'm going to make. So let me just double check that I am where I can be and see if I can find your comments happening. Looks like maybe I will be able to see that. So I am going to switch the camera around and turn you down to my desktop, and let's get started. So let me try this without making you too dizzy by doing that. And like I say, technology and getting things, oh, that's interesting. Looks like it's, maybe I put my finger over the camera and it's dirty now. Oh, there, now it's in focus. Okay, good to go. So here we are. Just a few things that are happening in the Stampin' Up! World. At this time, we still have our Connect, Craft, and Collect happening till June 14th, which means for hosting a workshop or placing an order of $300, you get $30 as your 10%, plus you get an extra $30. So that's a great incentive if you've got a huge wish list there. Also happening with Stampin' Up! Right now is the last chance clearance rack, up to 50% off on some items. I'm not going to bring this close so you can read it, but you can certainly find it on my website and the Stampin' Up! Website, but lots of items that are 50% off. So they're only good while supplies last, so you don't want to miss that if you have any chance of needing something off that list. The mini catalog, as it states, only is good until the end of June. So once again, that's where a lot of those last chance items are from. Anything that I've highlighted in my catalog in orange is not carried forward, so there's quite a few. And if there's anything in here that you've been thinking, oh, maybe I should get that, maybe now's the time. So you'll find links on my social media, my website, as to where you can do the shopping for those. I have a current host code. This will be good until Sunday night, and then I will be sharing another one with you. And we have the current annual catalog out, which has lots of great things. But this Pretty Perennial set that I am going to use tonight is not being carried forward, and I just wanted to share it with you because it's a great set, great possibilities, and maybe you haven't really noticed it. So it comes as a bundle. You can get the stamp set, with these great words. You can combine them in many different ways and different flowers. And just about all of them have die cuts. So I like to take my dies and do a cutout like this just to show exactly what they look like. So this one will go on top of here, that on top of there. There's 2 of these, so you don't have to put them through the cut and emboss machine more times than necessary. So quite often they will end up with 2 of the same. And that's because they've got the extra room on the dies when they are making them. Therefore, they give it to us. So that's great. So that's what they look like when they're cut out. This is what they look like when they come. And there's just lots of pieces. So it's a great bundle to get. There are 23 dies in there. And it's great that it is listed on here so that you know if you've got them all when you go to put them away. So those are what we have. And as I posted earlier, this is the card I'm going to make with you. So if you have your pieces, make it along with me if you have the set. If you don't, improvise. Use something of your own. And we'll make a card together. At the end of our evening, if you have made a card or if you make one later, if you're watching on YouTube or the replay, I'd love to have you share it in the comments so we can all see different varieties. So I'll leave that there so we can see it. So I'm going to start with the card base 8.5 by 5.5 and just fold that in half. And once again, I like to do my burnishing on a foam pad. It just seems to get it to lay flat a little bit better. I have already run my 5.25 by 4-inch piece through the embossing folder, and that is, if you don't recognize it, that is this one, the painted texture. And for that one, I've started with these by adding what plates I need on the sleeve of it, so that I'm not always trying to think, okay, what do I need? What do I need? How am I going to use this? So because it's a 3D, I needed the number 4 plate. So I have that. And it will go on there. Actually, I think I used dimensionals on that one. But for now, I'll just set it aside. For the happy and the birthday, I did use embossing powder and Versamark. And especially on a black, let me just lay this a little bit different because you can see it better. And it's better for embossing. On a black or dark background, sometimes you get specks of embossing powder in places you don't want it. So we used to sell this embossing buddy, and you can see it. It leaves, I'm just trying to, because I've got kind of a different setup here tonight, trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing. That's better, okay. Note to self, move everything up. A little bit of a powder coming out in that. We don't sell these any longer. I understand from, some of those stores that start with an M, like maybe Michael's, you can still get them. But you can also use a cornstarch, I believe it was. Even a Kleenex wiped across there will help take the static out. So I'm using Versamark, which is a clear ink. I almost have to look at this the other way. And I'm going to stamp it. And you should be able to see how it just shows up clear like that. I'm going to actually do the birthday as well, just where I can cut it off afterwards. And then once you use the Versamark, you just need the embossing powder, which they do come in these little containers, and recently in this catalog, they now sell them in groups of 3, but I've had this for a while, so I had just the white powder, and I put it in a larger container so I can do something like this with it, and flick it off. Not that it matters if it's over there, because I am going to be cutting it out. So while you're watching, unless you're crafting with me, why not tell me what your plans are for the weekend? Are you going to be doing some crafting? Leave me a message in the comments, and I'm going to emboss this. It's still one of my most favorite techniques, and I'll talk a little louder so you can hear me over the heat tool. I just hold it in one spot until I see it start to change, and eventually it will, and it's just like magic. There, you can see it start to turn bright white, I'll call it, instead of a dull white. Embossing was one of the first techniques that Karen taught me when we were learning this stamping together, and I still love it, love it, love it. So, making birthday cards for the family, Rhonda, that's a great idea. As you can see, I'm using happy birthday on this one as opposed to any of the other greetings, because I too send a lot of birthday cards. And so when you're doing heat embossing, you want to look and make sure if you tilt it in the light, you can see that it's shiny everywhere. So that means that it is cooked. So for this card, what I did was I just, on the birthday itself, I just cut it with the scissors. I thought it doesn't have to be perfect. I can cut it whatever size I want. Hello, Diana. And that will work. And then for the happy, you'll notice that it's got a bit of a black around it, and it's just what we call fussy cutting. So bear with me as I try to keep talking to you and trimming. Maybe you can chat amongst yourselves and let us know where you're watching from. I know that if Jenny is still on here, she's watching us from near Chicago, Illinois, which is pretty awesome to know there's we're having company in our crafting community here from all over. So I don't often get to physically talk to Jenny, but I do keep in touch with her, so it's good to see you here, Jenny. And I know Diana was heading out camping. Did you go camping, Diana? In this rain that we've had here today, wouldn't be the most ideal thing, but so when you're trimming something like this, again, I'm not aiming for perfection, but just it's easier to turn the paper as you trim it than it is to try and move your scissors all the way around. So I'll try to be quick because time is valuable to everyone. And Chicago, hopefully doing yard work. Yeah, have you been having rain there too, Jenny? We've had, today's Thursday, I think most of this week we've had some rain. But the weekend is looking better, so our son and his wife are about to take off on a bit of a motorcycle trip, so they're hoping for good weather, that's for sure. So there is my happy and my birthday. Now for the flowers on this one, I have pre-cut the top layers, but I wanted to show you a couple of things that I've learned with this set. And Okay, this is what I'm going to stamp on. I was going to say, just a minute. I have a stamp here somewhere. So I took the die that matches this particular stamp, and I have marked them. You'll notice I can maybe point it out here. I've put a little pen mark here on the stamp, and I've also put one here on the die, so that when I stamp it and go to cut it, as long as I remember where that, if I stamp them all this direction, I'll know to cut them all that direction. So I start with my lightest color, and I just going to try and keep it, and again, watch my camera here to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Keep it all going that direction, but because I'm doing 5 different ones, I do have to have my very dirty, as you can see, chamois here to keep cleaning it. Whoops, did that already. Need the ink. So again, going to try and stamp it the same direction so that when I go to cut, I will know where to put my dies. Diana, hubby wasn't going to pull the trailer through the mud. I don't blame him, actually. Nothing worse than having to clean a trailer after it's been in the mud. And we've done that a few times. Hello, Gail. Welcome. So I'm just doing 5 different colors. You could do any colors that you like. Okay, where did my mark go? Must be about like that, I'm hoping. As you can see, with the darker colors, it's a little bit harder to, whoops, that wasn't quite right. I see it now. There is a definition of, each one is different, but not that different. And oh, I don't know, that one's not going to fit, so I do have another piece of paper. And there. So it's nice to be able to clean as you go anyway, and close your stamp pad so you don't get ink, you don't put the stamp in the wrong color and all that kind of good stuff. So I will bring in my cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to cut those. And while I'm doing that, I will ask you to let me know if you have the new catalog, what is your favorite item, favorite product in it? I know lots of us have a favorite today and a different one tomorrow and a different one the next day. So it doesn't have to be forever, but it's always interesting to know what people like, and maybe you found something in that catalog that we haven't, the rest of us haven't looked at. So what is the one item that you were really tickled to see in the catalog? Was it maybe a new die? Was it maybe the new colors? These, what have I got here? 2 of these are the new in colors. And I, for one, absolutely love all of the new in colors. This is fresh freesia that I am, hi Karen, good to see you. Good to see you coming on. And the in color, actually 3 of them, this is another new one here, is the polished pink. I think, sorry if my hand's in the way, but I do believe that all of these colors go together so well. So let me know what you think of the in colors. And if you, well, this is the one that I put there. Look at that. Figured it out. If you live in Canada and don't have a catalog and don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to to help you out with that. Always looking for new people to share this passion with. That one I cut a little bit crooked, so I'm going to have to fix it. So there are my pieces. And you can see that I've got one of these for each of them. And that's basically all I did for this. So you can place them however you want on your card. And I took my liquid glue and just put little dabs of it on here. And then, and there is a difference, like different shapes in this top piece, but I really don't think it matters how you lay it on there. So I'll go ahead and do the 5 of them. And we kind of have a rule in our, or in my head, for doing these, whoops, don't move it with your sticky fingers, that we work in odd numbers. So you'll notice if I do, like this has got 5 different flowers. If I do embellishments, it's either 1, 3, or 5. I seem to like that layout best, but it's personal preference, whatever you like. If you want 6 or 8 or 10, doesn't matter. It's your design. And this one, you know what? I don't remember the name of where I found it on Pinterest. And I will go back, and in the description of this video, I will put the name of the gal who posted it on Pinterest, because I appreciate it if somebody uses what I've done, but I also like to be able to support others and let you know where it all stemmed from. So now it's just a matter of putting it together. Because this is raised, I don't recommend using your tape runner. Either use your liquid glue or Stampin' Dimensionals. I've got glue on my fingers. It's picking up everything. So I will put that on first. And trying to be straight. And then I found it easiest. Now there was one I cut. That one's cut really bad. So I want it where I can hide it. Probably going to do it similar. So I think I'll do my 3 across here first, and then these kind of on top of it. And then when I put my happy on, it's going to cover that one that I cut just a little bit off of where it should have been. So we have been trying to go walking each day, and this rain has really slowed us down from that. So we're hoping that the weekend will hold true and come with sunshine and we can walk again. Otherwise, I do have a card class to get ready for next week, so that will be my alternative. We talk quite often with our Stampin' Up projects about doing alternatives, and for me that's going to be one if the weather's not good. So you notice I put a dimensional here because it's going to be down here, and whatever's going to be up here will be raised anyway. So that is why. And I will do it again on this one. Probably about there. So if I, like I've been trying to read, and I've got things set up a little bit different, read your comments. If I miss commenting to you or saying hi, it's not that I don't want to, it's just that I've missed it. I do go back afterwards and I will comment. And read everything after I'm finished. So don't feel left out. I do appreciate everybody commenting, questions, concerns. And on here, I am going to use this liquid glue, and I see on the other one I didn't. But as I look at it, what do you think? I believe that I should, on both of them, actually, is to put a bit of bling in the center of the ones that you can see the center. And I'm thinking we have a number of different blings that we can use. But one of our old standbys is the basic rhinestones. And hi Rhonda, thank you. I like the card too. I'm going to just do this. I know I asked you, but I didn't wait for an answer. I just decided I was going to add the bling. And it might... Oh, yeah. Rhonda, I do believe I have one of your cards here to share afterwards made with this set. So there are lots of different options out there. If you search for Pretty Perennials on Pinterest or YouTube. So, like I said in the beginning, I wonder if we can put one, just because of my rule of 5, or rule of odd numbers, I'm going to put one just there. And there's our card. So I can't really say which one do you like better, because they're almost identical, other than placement of the colors, but hopefully you like them. So I'll show you the rest that I have from that set. First of all, you can use, like I say, any colors. This is the same one that I stamped without the extra layer on top, and different embellishments, plus some of the greenery, the other pieces cut out. Another one in a brighter yellow, obviously, with purple. And again, the words just stamped. One similar to what I did, only in different colors, different embossing folder. This one, I think, Rhonda, was yours. Thank you very much. And it's got centers stamped in it instead of the bling. And this one has a border die that we have that does just a trim like that and some ribbon on it. So lots and lots and lots of different things you can do with those. I also want to share with you some cards that I've received recently. I do a couple of swaps. This one is a set that has been around for a while. It's a poppy set with the same embossing, same embossing folder that I used. And it's a different fold. I have this one that came from a friend in Quebec who attends my Friday Zoom class, and she makes cards. When she describes them to us, she says they are made uniquely for each person. So I really like what she did for me. Wishing you the best. They're not all Stampin' Up things, and that's quite all right. I just love receiving cards like that. This one's from another friend in Saskatchewan, and it's really a neat fold. And the card is to be written on inside. So that's another one. This one also is from a friend, arrived in the mail, and it's from one of the kits that's currently in the mini catalog. So you see, you can get lots of different ideas from that. This one is from, it's artistic. It's in the new catalog. The paper has gold on it, as you can see here. This is a die that comes with it. This is a die. Just beautiful things to work with. So I've got lots of things to play with. And another one, this one is from Diana, and she always makes sure she's got something on the envelope for us. So great, great samples to use, cards to use, and whatever. So, like I say, let me know if there's anything particular you would like to see, and I will certainly try to accommodate it. So, before I leave you, I would like to share this card that I made last week on the Tuesday, and I will like to draw for that card out of the comments that were made, and I have the names set up on my wheel of winning on the iPad. So I'm just going to see if I can get it out of the holder. And you know what? Maybe I don't even need to do that. I can do it this way. Let's turn it this way. There you can see it. Not many names, so I see more comments than that already tonight. So let's see who the winner is. And Karen Y. Very good. Karen, I will send that to you. Send me your mailing address, please. So that is all that I have for tonight. Oh, did that? Okay. Hello, Beth. Thank you for coming to watch. So yeah, that is the card I made last week with what I call the grandchildren stamp, but it's one that's retiring. So I'm kind of on a kick on trying to use, before the end of June when these retire, trying to use the sets that I have that I haven't used often enough. So thank you all for joining me. Let me know what you thought. Keep in touch, and I will see you next week. And I will post earlier as to whether it will be Tuesday, Thursday, whatever it will be. So thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.